Hi, this is Dave Gawley from Pentagon Solutions, and I want to take a very quick look at creating simple points in AutoCAD. Say if you were using some map data and you want to put the easting and northing so it actually updates on the actual point itself. So there's a very easy way to do this, and there's numerous ways you can actually look at this, but this is the most simple way. What I'm going to do is simply create a point. First of all, I'm going to actually format a point style. And I'm simply going to use my point command in my map tile and bring it in. So that's governed by the actual point command itself, but I want to add some data behind that to actually tell it what its grid coordinates are. So you can see down here at the bottom of the screen I actually have my eastings and northings. So simply what I'm going to do in here is put in a wee bit of text. So I'm going to put a bit of the text in. I'm just going to add in the height. And you can see my text is already ready to be put in, but rather than type in my actual text, I'm going to right click, and this is an area that's not commonly used by a lot of AutoCAD users, and I'm going to simply insert a field. And fields are a great way to get information from the drawing, whether it's from title sheets or sheet sets or actual objects within the actual drawing itself. So I'm simply going to go to insert field. So we've got a wealth of different categories in here, and the simple category I'm going to look at is objects. So I'm going to go to objects. Again, I'm going to select object, and I have a little select box up here. So I can simply go to select and I can pick up on my point. What this does, the field looks at the actual properties within the object itself. So in here you can actually see position. So in here we have X, Y and Z. So we could put in all the values. We get the simple preview in here. I'm going to say, well look, I'm going to take off the Y, I'm going to take off the Z, and I'm simply going to hit OK. And that actually gives me the coordinates of my easting, or my X coordinate. I'm going to simply enter that. Now I can put the text in again, but I'm just going to use my copy command, make sure my ortho's on, and bring it down. So I have two eastings, but I simply need to change this, so I'm going to double click, right click within the edit box, and go edit field. So again, you could put it in again, but I'm just simply going to go edit, and I'm going to click on Y and take off X. You just need to be careful in here that when you're selecting, you can't have all deselected, so I have to actually tick the Y on to take the X off, as shown. And you can hit OK. So when I enter that, I now have my easting and northing as field coordinates. So the great thing about this is, if I was looking at actual coordinates about my site, again, I'm not using Civil 3D, or I'm not using map or anything like this. This is just plain AutoCAD. A quick way to get coordinates physically about here. So we'll put them in. You'll see that they're not actually updating. But if I do a regen all, again, all the coordinates will update. So you just need to make sure, because they're fields, you'll have to do a regen all, or you have to open the drawing up again, and that will actually make it work. So again, so you can see that, I copy. We can go back in and do regen all, and the coordinates will actually update. Sometimes you want to get rid of this marker in the background. If we go into options in here, what we can actually do in options is we can take off our field background color. So in here we can actually look at our user preferences, and under fields you'll see display background of the fields, so we can just simply deselect that and hit OK. It's good to have it on sometimes because it lets you know that's a field information, and you don't probably want to change it. The actual decimal places in here, you simply go into your normal AutoCAD units, and if I take my precision down to 0 and hit OK, again I'll need to do my regen all, and it will regen those coordinates. So I've got some map data in here, and it's a very quick way just to use some simple AutoCAD commands, add in text, and actually get field coordinates that will dynamically update. Thanks for listening.